Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to 2025, a year that's already shaping up to be pivotal and not in the way retailers hoped. The retail carnage we've witnessed in recent years is accelerating, and this time it's taking down some of the biggest names in the industry. Beloved brands that have been household staples for decades are shutting their doors, leaving shoppers and employees alike stunned. From department stores to specialty retailers, the collapse is happening all around us, and the stakes have never been higher. What's behind this retail apocalypse? A brutal combination of inflation, declining consumer spending, and a relentless shift toward e-commerce is pushing even the strongest players to the brink. But there's more to the story. Massive debt burdens, failed strategies, and shifting consumer preferences are forcing these brands into a fight for survival. In today's video, we're breaking down the top 20 retailers on the verge of collapse in 2025. Whether it's the stores you grew up with or the brands you shop at today, the story of their struggles reveals the shocking reality of a rapidly changing economy. Don't miss a moment of this crucial analysis. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Economy Explorer to stay ahead of the trends shaping our world. Let's get started. Retailer groupings. Who's being hit the hardest? The year 2025 has just begun, but the retail sector is already feeling the heat. Department stores, once the crown jewels of shopping malls, are now some of the hardest hit. Think about it. When was the last time you wandered through the vast aisles of a department store like Kohl's or Belk? These stores, which thrived on offering everything under one roof, are struggling to stay relevant as online retailers deliver the same convenience with a single click. Kohl's, for example, has been battling declining sales for years, and recent reports suggest its position is more precarious than ever. Belk, a staple in southern states, has similarly found itself burdened with debt and reduced foot traffic. Then there are specialty retailers, which once thrived by catering to niche markets. Take Gymboree, a brand synonymous with children's fashion. Parents used to flock to their stores for seasonal outfits and back-to-school essentials. But with e-commerce giants offering competitive prices and speedy delivery, Gymboree is fighting to stay afloat. Even cosmetic giants like Morphe, known for their vibrant palettes and influencer collaborations, couldn't withstand declining mall traffic and mounting operational costs. But perhaps the most unexpected casualties are discount chains like 99-cents only stores. These retailers, which traditionally flourished during tough economic times, are now faltering under the weight of rising costs and shrinking margins. With inflation driving up prices even at the bargain level, customers are questioning the value they once found in these stores. Broader consumer trends. Why are shoppers turning away? It's not just struggling retailers that are changing the landscape, it's us, the consumers. Over the past decade, online shopping has gone from a convenience to a necessity, with giants like Amazon and Walmart setting the standard for speed and affordability. Brick-and-mortar stores are finding it nearly impossible to compete. Consider this. Would you rather brave traffic and crowded parking lots for a trip to the mall or browse an endless catalog of products from the comfort of your couch? Another factor reshaping consumer behavior is the rise of minimalism and mindful spending. In a world where experiences are valued over material goods, many people are cutting back on impulse purchases and focusing on essentials. This shift has left clothing retailers like True Religion and Guess scrambling to attract customers who are no longer willing to pay premium prices for brand-name jeans. Finally, economic uncertainty is making shoppers more cautious. Rising costs of living and stagnant wages mean that discretionary spending is the first to go when budgets tighten. This is why even companies like Starbucks, which have long been considered affordable luxuries, are feeling the pinch. Store closures and reduced operations are becoming the new normal as consumers prioritize needs over wants. Each of these trends is not only transforming how we shop, but also defining which businesses will survive and which will fade into history. The ripple effects are profound, and the next chapter of this retail story will reveal just how deeply these shifts are reshaping our economy and culture. Economic trends driving the collapse. The year 2025 has brought a retail storm unlike any other. Picture this: inflation continues to surge, squeezing wallets across the globe. For retailers, this means operational costs are spiraling out of control, while consumer spending shrinks. It's a vicious cycle. Higher prices at checkout discourage purchases, forcing businesses to raise prices even more to cover their overheads. A study from late 2024 revealed that nearly 70% of households have reduced discretionary spending, opting for necessities over indulgences. For retail giants like Walgreens and Rite Aid, whose survival relies on high foot traffic and frequent purchases, this trend is devastating. But it's not just inflation. Debt is crushing many of these retailers. Companies like Party City and Big Lots entered 2025 with billions in outstanding debt, much of it incurred during expansion or attempts to modernize. As interest rates climb, servicing that debt becomes unsustainable, pushing these brands to the brink. And with each bankruptcy filing comes a cascade of consequences: unpaid suppliers, lost jobs, and abandoned storefronts that leave communities looking like ghost towns. Profiles of 20 retailers. The struggles behind the numbers. When you think of retail collapse, images of empty malls and liquidation signs come to mind. But behind every struggling retailer is a unique story of missteps and missed opportunities. Take True Religion, for example. Once a symbol of premium denim, the brand's inability to adapt to shifting fashion trends and a growing athleisure market led to its slow downfall. Now, in its third bankruptcy in less than a decade, True Religion is a cautionary tale about staying relevant in a competitive market. On the other hand, there's Red Lobster, a dining giant that seemed untouchable. But as food costs soared and consumers became more budget-conscious, even this seafood powerhouse couldn't escape the squeeze. Meanwhile, e-commerce has turned the retail playing field into a battlefield. Retailers like Bed Bath & Beyond, which once thrived on their vast in-store inventories, failed to match the convenience and pricing strategies of online competitors like Amazon. The result? A string of store closures and a complete shift in how consumers approach shopping. These stories might feel like déjà vu. After all, we've heard of the retail apocalypse before. But in 2025, these collapses are happening faster and with greater intensity, proving that even household names can vanish in an instant if they can't adapt to changing times. The question remains, will any of them bounce back? Or is this the end of the road for some of the world's most iconic brands? Stay tuned as we explore what's next. Impact of e-commerce, a new era of shopping. Think back to a time when a trip to the mall was the highlight of the weekend. For decades, shopping wasn't just about buying things. It was an experience, a social event, and a source of excitement. Fast forward to 2025, and that experience has largely moved online. The rapid growth of e-commerce giants like Amazon, Walmart, and Alibaba has transformed shopping into a virtual activity, offering unparalleled convenience. Why battle traffic and hunt for parking when you can browse millions of products from your couch, complete with next-day delivery? This shift is more than just consumer preference. It's an economic juggernaut. E-commerce sales grew by 14% in 2024 alone, while foot traffic in malls plummeted by 20%. Brick-and-mortar retailers are scrambling to adapt, but many are finding it impossible to match the speed, pricing, and personalization that online platforms offer. For instance, stores like Bed Bath & Beyond and Sears struggled to integrate digital strategies, leaving them in the dust of more agile competitors. But is e-commerce the real villain, or are traditional retailers failing to keep up with the times? Retailers' failures to adapt, the cost of staying static. It's easy to point fingers at Amazon, but the truth is that many retailers have fallen victim to their own inertia. Take the example of Toys R Us. The iconic toy store was a beloved destination for generations, yet it neglected to invest in a robust online presence. By the time the company realized its mistake, it was too late. The result? Bankruptcy and the closure of hundreds of stores, leaving a void in the toy market that online competitors eagerly filled. But even retailers that tried to embrace digital transformation often fell short. JCPenney, for example, launched an e-commerce site years ago, but struggled to create a seamless shopping experience. Their outdated logistics and lack of investment in user-friendly platforms left customers frustrated, driving them into the arms of tech-savvy competitors. The lesson here is clear. In today's retail landscape, staying static is a death sentence. The challenges extend beyond technology. The costs of maintaining physical stores, rent, utilities, and staffing continue to rise, eating into already thin profit margins. For brands like 99-cents only stores and Party City, the pressure of keeping brick-and-mortar locations afloat is a battle they're losing. As more retailers shutter locations, the gap between e-commerce and physical retail widens, leaving consumers wondering, will the charm of in-store shopping ever return, or is it destined to be a relic of the past? Stay with us as we dive deeper into how these trends are reshaping the future of retail. Lessons from the retail apocalypse. The retail world has always been a battleground, but 2025 has redefined the rules of survival. Brands like Target and Costco have emerged as leaders, showing that adaptability is the key to resilience. By embracing e-commerce early and integrating it with in-store experiences, Target bridged the gap between convenience and immediacy. Costco, on the other hand, leaned into its strength, offering unbeatable value through bulk pricing, keeping customers loyal even in challenging economic times. Their success proves that recognizing core strengths and evolving to meet customer needs is essential. At the same time, innovation has become the ultimate differentiator. IKEA, for instance, turned shopping into an experience, creating stores where customers could envision entire lifestyles rather than just picking out furniture. This experiential approach has given brick-and-mortar stores an edge that online platforms struggle to replicate. It's clear that surviving the retail apocalypse isn't about staying the course, it's about transforming the journey. The future of retail lies in omni-channel strategies and personalization. As consumers demand seamless integration of online and offline experiences, successful retailers are crafting ecosystems that cater to every preference. Meanwhile, data-driven insights are unlocking the power of personalization, allowing businesses to anticipate and meet customer needs in real time. For companies willing to adapt, the possibilities are endless. For those that don't, the road ahead will only get steeper. The fall of iconic brands and the rise of innovative leaders is a stark reminder. In retail, standing still is not an option. Like, share, and subscribe to Economy Explorer to stay ahead of the trends shaping our world. Check out one of our suggested videos for more insights, and thank you for being a part of our channel. We'll see you next time.